Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Happy Yule. And today is day 3 of the 12 days of Yule. So graciously created by Ivy the Occultist. If you've not yet checked out her channel and the challenge, definitely go check it out. The description will be in the link below. And definitely check out the hashtag 12 days of Yule. And that's where you'll be able to find all of the amazing creators that are participating in this tag. And definitely tune in for the next 12 days. This time of year can definitely be lonely. So I definitely think this is an amazing idea. Thank you, Ivy, for creating it. I'm having so much fun with it so far. So today's topic is reflecting on your witchcraft practice from last year, January, till now. And I'm really excited for this topic because I feel like I've definitely grown quite a lot. So there's not really any structure to this. It's just a free-for-all like reflection on your practice and where you feel like you are at the moment. So let's just dive right in. Grab a cup of hot cocoa or an apple cider, get a blanket, maybe your journal, and let's dive in. And feel free to reflect on your own year from last year. And if you'd like to participate in this video, definitely submit a video and we'd all love to check it out. So coming off of January last year, I had just finished coming off of January of last year, I had just completed my first ever meditate every day for 365 days. So I had meditated daily for a year, sometimes several times a day, trying out different types of forms of meditation, different styles, and really creating that balance for myself where I really felt I needed that discipline. And for a lot of people, structure is not something that they thrive on. But coming off of that and going into this year, now that I'm looking back, I really realize I really do need that structure. And my furnace is going off at the moment, so if you can hear that, I'm sorry. I'll hopefully dim it down a bit. But yeah, I definitely feel like I needed that structure, and now I'm definitely going back into this new year, coming into 2024, with the idea and mentality of recreating a new type of routine for myself, a witchy pagan daily practice. It may fluctuate from here or there depending on the day and how I feel, because we all know Rhiannon is a Gemini and likes to float off into the ethers a lot, but I do need that base structure, home base to get to every day, where it helps to ground me, cement me, and create discipline for me. Otherwise, I will float off into the astral and probably not come back. Starting into last year, when I first came into 2022, I was going through a lot in my work life and despise the place that I lived in, and the energy was completely off. My partner and I both hated it, and that taught me a lot about protection magic. It taught me a lot about the importance of warding and staying consistent with those. I hadn't stayed consistent with my warding because of my depression, which then in turn made my depression much worse. So going into that, I realized how important that is, and coming into this new year, I'm definitely going to be making sure that my protection magics and my warding is up, and it's the foremost thought in my mind every week and every month, making sure that these protections and these wards are strong and solidified and fresh, and there's new things going out all the time to cement them into being a stronger protection, because coming out of that old house was kind of insane. Now that I live in this home, as many of you guys may know, I moved. My partner and I both moved, and his son, and my partner's dad got us this amazing condo, and I'm so grateful for it. The energy is fresh and airy and clean. The land feels very hospitable and kind, and it makes me really want to cultivate a relationship with the house spirit and the land around it, and really make that a priority for myself. I definitely did not work with the house spirit in the last place I lived in. I couldn't even connect to it. That place was so overwrought with negative energies and spirits coming in and out. There was portals all over the place, mirrors facing each other, and I had hardly any protections up. And my partner and I, both being very sensitive people, he can see spirits and is very gifted in that way, and I can feel them, and I get very physically affected by them, and I'm hoping to develop my other skills. I'm starting to be able to hear spirit, but being in that situation where it's just chaos and there's no control or boundaries set, that was definitely not like a great look for us, and we hated it. I actually had to get my friend Corey to bring his spirit ally in to like clear the space energetically. I had to leave an offering for that spirit and have them clear out that space, and it got so much better, but there was still a lot of spirit activity, not like very negative anymore. I believe that he did succeed in getting rid of that spirit energy. However, you know, it was just not a great like space. If you think of like landlines and like astrology, where they pick the best place for you to live. I don't know what it's called. If you guys know what that is, leave me a comment in the comments so I know what it is. I'd love to check that out. Where it's like the ideal spot for you to thrive within like your certain aspects of life. That was definitely not the spot for us. It was not the right look for us. So coming into that, I'm so grateful. As for my practice, realizing I need more discipline and connection, I'm currently starting to develop that discipline again for myself and seeing where the areas that I'd like to develop are. I'm hoping, oh, this tree is starting to flicker. I'm hoping that it's okay. Maybe I'll just do, wait, no, that makes it worse. I love my tree, you guys. Do you like the tree? I finally got some lights for it. Last year our lights weren't working and we couldn't put it up. Let me know. Do you like the warm light? Do you like the blue? Do you like the multicolor? I can't pick one. Yeah, it's probably going to stay on the multi. Yeah, that's better. No more flickering. So yeah, I am starting to realize that hopefully I want to focus a little bit more on developing psychic abilities. I am definitely wanting to dive a lot more into getting my clairs in check and being able to turn them on and off. I am hoping to dive more into the occult history. That's something I never really fully dived into, and I'm so curious and excited to dive into that. And then I'm hoping to, I guess my third goal for myself into the new year, practice-wise, is to really look into shamanic practice. I would say those are my three goals. Really research heavily into occult history, and then really develop my psychic abilities. And thirdly is to really dive into shamanic practice and discovering what that's like for me. I really found in the last year, like, that's something I'm very much resonating with, and I'm hoping that that might be the path for me. Spiritually, I'm really vibing with the whole like soul retrieval and the whole shards of different aspects of deities within all of us. If you listen to Kristen Ramazana, I love her podcast. I discovered her off of the Order of Chaos podcast as a guest. She was there, and since I listened to that featured podcast, I've been diving into her podcasts so heavily, and I really vibe with her style of practice, and I really feel like coming to her podcast really like kind of like shone a light on what I'm meant to be doing spiritually. I've always felt like I'm supposed to be some type of healing energy for people, and I just didn't know how to enact that. I thought when I was younger it'd be through music, and although I'm still trying to work through that chakra that's very blocked for me, and it's still a huge passion for me, I know that's not like my life purpose. It's something I love to do, and I'll probably always do it, but I feel like practice-wise and my destiny-wise, if we want to get into the labels, I feel like becoming some type of magical healer would be the path for me. Having my occult shop that I'm hoping to launch this year in 2024, and really providing a place of education for people, a place of safe haven, a place of healing would be definitely the path for me. And I'm thinking that shamanic practice is the route for me, especially with my lineage and stuff. It just kind of like lines up. So that's what I'm hoping to like dive into. Reflecting on what I feel like I did well in last year, I had definitely the worst and the best year of my life mentally. I completely broke down while I was still at my old job at the grocery store doing the receiver job, which we all know is like stupid and like so full of misogyny. And while I found myself so proud of myself for getting into that area of work and like proving to myself that I can handle that stuff and driving machines and stuff like that, I stood up for myself in that way. That job really broke me down mentally, and I realized how much I really do truly need to have a magical lifestyle. I need to have a magical outlet that I'm able to do more and be more dynamic in. Now that I work at the gym and I'm helping people like with finding place with their fitness and finding inspiration in that way, I'm able to be myself, and instead of just being this little worker bee that's always behind the scenes and busting their ass, I am able to like really shine and bring my personality out and, you know, like be who I am. Beforehand, I wasn't able to do that. I was in pain a lot with the type of work that we had. I was probably the most unhealthy my physical body had ever been, and I literally had a meltdown. I don't know how many people have like heard this, or if I even spoke about it, I don't even remember. But my partner was driving me to work one day in the morning. I opened at 6 to bring the warehouse to life, and as we got closer and closer to my work, I started breaking down, just bawling, and it was like completely out of control. I'm usually really good with self-control and being able to self-soothe myself, but this is like something beyond. This was my soul telling me, no, you need to stop, you need to slow down, you need to like check yourself before we fully wreck ourselves, right? And I ended up not going into work for 2 weeks. I had a medical leave and got back onto my medication that I had been off of and took myself off of a couple of years ago, and I'm so grateful that I did. So with that, going through that and like losing a parent and the depression and the grief that comes with that, I also noticed that my development of some of my abilities started to pour through, and I was able to hear my mom audibly after she had passed. I'm not going to go too in detail with that, but that's something I was able to do, and I know I was balanced. I at that point had been on my medication for a while, and it was something occurring where both my partner and I were hearing it. It wasn't just me, or he was seeing her and stuff. So I am very happy to see the development in those skills. So that's awesome. I feel like ideally, my idyllic practice would look like going into the new year, a meditation daily, I feel like a weekly oracle pull or tarot pull to practice some of the message retrieval that way. I would like to do yoga daily. That's my new challenge for myself, is to do a yogic practice that's based in my occult practice that helps to fuel the energy sources that I'm looking to develop. Really focusing on the chakra systems. I feel like if I don't have that movement, I get this really sticky feeling in my body. Sticky and staticky feeling. This energy is just stuck. And I'm hoping to work on that, and ideally I'd hope to do journaling daily, even like 5 minutes a day, to like really sit down and connect to my practice and write down like signs and symbols that I'm starting to receive, recording my dreams. I'm hoping to see more dream magic. I'm really hoping to develop a little small series on YouTube here where I'm showing you some of the things that are doable within dream magic, and some of the favorite things that I get to do because I really am strongly connected to dream magic. And yeah, at the moment, ideally I just want to bring discipline back into my practice. I feel like as a double air sign, I feel as a triple air sign, I don't have the bandwidth or the capability to allow myself to be free for all the time when it comes to my goals. I can dream and create and become creative for any number of things and be able to make it happen with a lot of focus. But if I don't have that like home base to come to, it's just not gonna happen. So I'm really hoping to cultivate that, and I'm hoping that my practice really starts to nourish me again. I feel like I was a little bit disconnected last year, even though I just came off of a huge meditation challenge that had changed me. Without that structure, I kind of like lost connection, and I got very like obsessed with having to like grow my channel, and overly obsessing on the smallest minute details, because it means so much to me, and I would just spiral. And if any of you have like an ADHD diagnosis and experience that, it's the only way I can describe it. This is what my partner describes it, and I'm like, yes, that's exactly it. Where I have the static in my brain at all times, but I have 50 channels on at the same time. I'm focusing on all of them, but yet none of them. And I get really frustrated with myself because I'm not able to take action on my occult practice, on my rituals and my connection with deity, or just everyday life. And I found with my structure that really helps. So all in all, that's kind of just like the reflection that I had for myself over the last year. I'm sure I'll think of more later on, and I can share that later on the channel. But thank you so much, Ivy, for this 12 days of Yule. I can't wait to see everyone else's posts. Please let me know if you make a video down below, comment, and I will go check out your channels as well. I don't want to miss anyone. And I love you all so very much, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye!